Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're headed to a spot in Chicago,
Okay.
the Garfield Park Conservatory.
Sounds good.
So whether you're, a total plant nerd or just, discovering this place for the first time,
Sure.
get ready to unearth some pretty fascinating history about this place
Okay.
and uncover some of the secrets of what makes this landscape art under glass so captivating.
I like that landscape art under glass.
Yeah, it's from their website.
Oh, cool.
We're going to be using the conservatory's own website and then pulling in some insights from Wikipedia to
Okay.
guide our exploration today.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what's really remarkable about the Garfield Park Conservatory is that it's not just like a, Chicago treasure.
Right?
It's one of the largest conservatories in the whole U.S.
Wow.
Over a century of history lives within these glass walls.
That's amazing.
And even a dash of mystery, but we'll get to that later.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So before we get lost in the, lush greenery,
Right.
let's rewind the clock back to the late 1800s. The conservatory as we know it didn't just magically appear.
You're absolutely right. It all began with 3 much smaller greenhouses spread across different parks on the west side of Chicago.
Makes sense.
They were charming, no doubt, but they were bursting at the seams and desperately needed an upgrade.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
And that's where Jens Jensen comes in.
Sexy.
This landscape architect had some pretty ambitious ideas.
Ambitious is an understatement. Jensen dreamt of creating the largest publicly owned conservatory under one roof in the world.
Wow.
And in 1908, that dream became a reality.
Wow. So the Garfield Park Conservatory was born.
Yes.
But I imagine it wasn't a one-man show.
Not at all. It was a
boy.
massive collaborative effort.
Yeah.
Architects, engineers, artists. It took a whole symphony of talent to bring Jensen's vision to life.
So cool.
And what a vision it was. Jensen wasn't interested in creating a rigid, formal space.
Yeah.
He wanted to bring the wild beauty of nature indoors, creating naturalistic landscapes under glass.
I love that.
Yeah.
And that's where that distinctive, haystack shape
Yes.
of the conservatory comes in, right?
Exactly.
I've always wondered about that.
It's not just a quirky architectural choice.
Okay.
The haystack design is a deliberate nod to the rolling prairie landscapes of the Midwest.
Oh, wow.
Jensen believed in drawing inspiration from the local environment,
Mm-hmm.
and this unique shape is a beautiful reflection of that philosophy.
It's so cool that there's meaning behind the design.
Yeah.
Like connecting it to its surroundings.
Yeah.
But like any grand old building, it's faced its share of challenges over the years.
Oh, for sure.
Tell me about that hailstorm back in 2011.
Oh, it was devastating.
Yeah.
The hailstones were massive, and they caused significant damage to the conservatory's iconic glass structure.
Oh, no.
I could say it was a bit of a heartbreak for the city.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing a story about how the community came together to help rebuild.
Absolutely. People were heartbroken, but their spirit wasn't broken.
Yeah.
They rallied around the conservatory, and even an artist stepped up using shards of the broken glass to create these stunning bowls,
Oh, wow.
and then sold them to raise funds for the repairs.
So cool.
It was a beautiful example of turning something tragic into something hopeful and creative.
That's an incredible story.
Yeah,
It really speaks volumes about the love and dedication people have for this place.
for sure.
But the recognition goes beyond the local community, right?
Absolutely. The conservatory is a national treasure.
Okay.
In 2012, it received the National Medal for Museum and Library Services, a pretty prestigious award.
Wow.
And then in 2018, it was recognized by the American Institute of Architects as one of the Illinois 200 Great Places.
Wow. That's quite a resume.
Yeah.
So we've established that this place is historically and architecturally significant.
Mm-hmm.
But there's another layer to the conservatory story that we need to address.
Okay.
A more complex
Yes.
and even a bit sad aspect.
Right. You're talking about the lizard drop-offs, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a bit jarring to think about something so disheartening happening in a place dedicated to the beauty of nature.
Unfortunately, it's a sad reality the conservatory has been facing.
Yeah.
People have been illegally abandoning their pets,
Wow.
particularly reptiles,
Okay.
within the grounds.
It's hard to imagine why anyone would do such a thing,
Right.
leaving these animals to fend for themselves in a completely unfamiliar environment.
Yeah, and the staff does everything they can to rescue these abandoned creatures,
Sounds good.
often working with local animal shelters to find them new homes.
Mhm.
Sadly, not all of them survive.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It reminds us that Even a place as seemingly idyllic as the conservatory
Right.
isn't immune to the complexities of real-world issues.
Exactly. It underscores the responsibilities we have as humans, both to the natural world and to the creatures we choose to share our lives with.
Well said.
Thank you.
So we've journeyed through the conservatory's fascinating history,
Yes.
from its humble beginnings to its triumphs and challenges. Now let's step inside, shall we? I'm eager to get lost in those lush exhibits and discover the botanical wonders that await.
Lead the way. I can't wait to show you some of my favorite spots.
Okay.
We'll start in the Grand Palm House, a true showstopper,
Okay.
and then delve into the prehistoric world of the Fern Room.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Welcome back to our exploration of the Garfield Park Conservatory. Before we dove into the history, we left you with a question.
Oh, yeah.
How does the idea of landscape art under glass shift your perspective on what a museum or art gallery can be?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's definitely one I've been pondering as
Okay.
we've been going through this episode.
Mm.
But for now, let's step into that Grand Palm House you mentioned.
Okay.
I'm picturing towering palms reaching for the sky.
You got it. The Palm House is truly a sight to behold. Imagine over 70 varieties of palm trees, creating this incredible canopy overhead.
That's amazing.
It's like stepping into a tropical rainforest with sunlight filtering through the leaves.
70 varieties.
Yeah.
Are there any particular palms that stand out?
Well, of course, there was the legendary double coconut palm,
Right.
which sadly is no longer with us.
Oh,
But the palm house is home to many other fascinating species.
okay.
For instance, the date palm, its fruit has been a staple food source for centuries, and it even holds symbolic significance in various cultures.
Okay, cool.
Then you have fan palms with their dramatic, almost circular leaves,
Right.
and even some species with incredibly intricate leaf patterns that look like they were designed by an artist.
Wow.
It's really cool.
It sounds like a paradise for anyone fascinated by the diversity of the plant kingdom.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears and journey back in time.
Okay.
You mentioned a fern room.
Yes.
I've always been captivated by their prehistoric aura.
The fern room is a journey back to a time before flowering plants ruled the earth. It's a sanctuary of green, with ferns of all shapes and sizes unfurling their delicate fronds.
I love it.
You'll encounter towering tree ferns with their massive trunks, delicate maidenhair ferns with their lacy foliage, and even ferns that cling to rocks and tree branches. It's a world of textures and shades of green you won't soon forget.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I can practically feel the humidity and hear the dripping water.
Yeah,
It sounds like a truly immersive experience.
it is.
But now I'm curious about the contrast you mentioned earlier.
Okay.
From the lush fern room we're heading to,
The desert house.
desert house.
That's right. Prepare for a dramatic shift in scenery.
Wow, okay.
The desert house showcases the remarkable resilience of plants that have adapted to survive in some of the harshest environments on Earth.
I've always admired the ingenuity of desert plants.
Yeah.
What are some of the highlights we might encounter in this arid world?
Get ready to be amazed by the towering saguaro cacti, the iconic symbol of the American Southwest.
Okay.
You'll see prickly pear cacti with their colorful pads, and a diverse array of other succulents with unique shapes and textures. One section is even dedicated to aloes, those medicinal plants known for their soothing properties. It's a fascinating glimpse into the beauty and adaptability of life in extreme conditions.
I love that.
Yeah.
From prehistoric ferns to desert survivors, the conservatory certainly offers a diverse experience.
Yeah, a lot of contrast.
But before we move on to the Aroid House,
Okay.
let's circle back to something that caught my attention earlier, the Sugar from the Sun exhibit.
Oh, yeah.
What can you tell us about this exploration of photosynthesis?
It's a fantastic exhibit that brings the science of photosynthesis to life.
Okay.
You'll discover how plants use sunlight to create energy, quite literally turning sunshine into sugar.
Awesome.
There are interactive displays and visuals that explain the process in a way that's engaging and easy to understand. It really highlights the critical role photosynthesis plays in sustaining all life on Earth.
It sounds like a great way to learn about the science behind the beauty we've been experiencing. Now on to the Aroid House. I have to confess I'm not entirely familiar with aroids.
Aroids are a fascinating family of plants with a unique flower structure.
Yeah?
They include some popular houseplants you might recognize, like philodendrons and peace lilies.
Got it.
The infamous corpse flower, known for its pungent odor, is also an aroid.
The corpse flower. Now that's one I've heard of.
Yes.
What's the overall vibe of the Uroid House?
Think tropical diversity.
Okay.
You'll find aroids from all over the world with their lush foliage, vibrant colors, and intriguing shapes. They're a testament to the creativity of nature and the sheer variety of life that thrives in tropical environments.
It sounds like a visual feast.
Yeah.
I'm realizing we've barely scratched the surface of what the Garfield Park Conservatory has to offer.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
There are outdoor gardens to explore.
Yes.
And, of course, all those special programs and events you mentioned earlier.
Oh, right, yes.
But before we delve into those, let's return to that mystery we introduced at the beginning of the episode.
Okay.
The curious case of Wild Wednesdays.
Yeah, that's been nagging at me too.
It seems odd for a summer event to be running in the fall.
Well, the website mentions something called nature play activities taking place in the Play and Grow area.
Okay.
It seems they've decided to extend the fun into the fall, giving kids a chance to connect with nature during the week.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But you know me, I love a good mystery.
Right.
The name Wild Wednesdays still makes me think of something a little more unpredictable.
Me too. It does spark the imagination, doesn't it?
It does.
Maybe there are surprise animal encounters or special guided tours that focus on the wilder side of the plant kingdom.
Ooh, I like where you're going with this.
Yeah.
The plot thickens.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps we'll have to pay a visit to uncover the truth behind Wild Wednesdays.
Yes, we should.
But for now,
Okay.
let's shift our focus to those programs and events you mentioned.
Okay.
The Urban Roots program,
Yes.
in particular, sounded fascinating.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. Urban Roots is a fantastic program that empowers teenagers to become environmental stewards and educators. They work directly with the conservatory's collection, learning about plants, leading tours for younger students, and even advocating for green spaces in their communities.
Wow, that's incredible. I'm especially intrigued by their focus on environmental justice.
Oh, yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
Of course.
Yeah.
Environmental justice recognizes that environmental issues
Okay.
like pollution and lack of access to green spaces often disproportionately affect marginalized communities.
Right.
The Urban Roots program addresses this by empowering teens from these communities to become advocates for environmental change. They learn about the connections between social equity and environmental sustainability, and they work to create a more just and equitable world for everyone.
It's amazing how the conservatory is weaving together plant science and education and social justice. It's truly a testament to their commitment to, creating a positive impact that goes far beyond their gardens.
Yeah.
But we also touched on events like budding botanists
Yes.
and morning glories,
Right.
which sound perfect for younger plant enthusiasts.
Yes, they are.
Right.
Budding Botanist is all about sparking a lifelong love of plants and children. They participate in hands-on activities and games, getting their hands dirty while exploring the world of botany.
Cool.
And Morning Glories, designed for toddlers,
Okay.
offers a playful space for them to connect with nature through sensory exploration. Imagine little ones giggling as they touch soft moss or smell fragrant flowers.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah,
Creating those early positive experiences with nature is so important.
for sure.
But what about events and programs for the, shall we say, more mature plant lovers out there?
The conservatory has something for everyone.
Okay.
If you're looking for a tranquil escape,
Yeah.
they offer regular yoga classes held right in the heart of the greenery.
Ooh.
Picture yourself stretching and breathing, deeply surrounded by the sights and scents of a botanical paradise.
Yoga amidst the ferns and palms. That sounds incredible.
It is.
What else is on the event calendar?
For music lovers, they host live jazz performances throughout the year. Imagine sipping a glass of wine under the glass ceilings, surrounded by lush foliage, while listening to the smooth sounds of a jazz ensemble. It's a truly magical experience.
Wow. They've really thought of everything.
They have.
But there's still one lingering mystery that needs solving.
Oh, yes.
Those Wild Wednesdays.
I know.
We've speculated, we've gathered clues, but we still haven't cracked the code.
I know. It's like a botanical puzzle. The website mentions nature play activities.
Right.
But the name Wild Wednesdays just begs for something a bit more adventurous.
Yeah, a little more wild.
Right.
Maybe they have special guest appearances by animal experts or a scavenger hunt through the conservatory with hidden surprises around every corner.
Ooh, a scavenger hunt would be fun.
Right?
Or perhaps they unveil a rare blooming flower on Wednesdays.
Ooh.
Or offer behind-the-scenes tours of the propagation greenhouses.
The possibilities are endless.
They are.
It seems the only way to solve the mystery of Wild Wednesdays is to go experience it for ourselves.
I think you're right.
All right.
Let's do it.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the Garfield Park Conservatory, I'm left with a sense of wonder and inspiration.
Yeah.
We've journeyed through time, across continents, and through a spectrum of emotions,
For sure.
from the joy of discovery to the sadness of the lizard drop-offs.
Right, and it all comes back to that idea of landscape art under glass. It's a reminder that art isn't confined to museums and galleries. It's all around us, waiting to be discovered in the natural world. Just like the conservatory itself, nature is a living, breathing work of art.
Beautifully said. So, dear listeners, we encourage you to embrace your own sense of curiosity. Explore the world around you with open eyes, and maybe even plan a trip to the Garfield Park Conservatory to uncover your own hidden treasures. Until next time, keep diving deep.
Bye!